Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, how y'all doing out there? What y'all out there doing?
Let's go.
We are excited. And we are now live.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know why that makes sense, y'all, but that's the kind of music that I think makes sense to go live.
That's what's going on in your
Yeah.
head.
Dun, 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 dun. Like to me, if that was a go live music, it would say dun 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 dun.
That's it. That's the go live music.
That is the go live
Y'all
music.
can't take it. Y'all can't take it. I'm watching y'all. I'm watching.
So welcome to Leadership in Love. Now I am Jill Little John Boston.
And I am DJ Kenyon Boston.
Oh, you put the middle name?
You know what I'm saying? Just for the day.
Oh, he put his government, y'all. Y'all know this is gonna be serious when he puts his full government name on there.
We are so excited because many of you that follow us have been following us for a while now. Know that we always go live on the third Thursday. Usually we're with D9 Love app, but we've done something for next week, right?
Yeah, we have a holiday edition coming up for at D9 Love app. We have a special couple. We're gonna be talking about love and happiness.
Yes,
dun, dun.
yes, yes. And that's going to be dope. So make sure y'all tune in next week. So we wanted to do something since it's our day anyway. And we love to not only jump on a live, but to be able to just give information and give context on what's going on with us. And we believe that we got some jewels to share today.
So. We believe so.
We've been hearing a lot of people talk about power couple. And today we want to talk a little bit about that because I think that so often in relationships now, the pursuit now is power couples. The pursuit is now, oh, I got to get with somebody that's here, but not really fully understanding the greatness or what it takes to actually be a power couple. So how do we feel about power couple?
Well, hold up. Let's take a step back, babe. So we got people chiming in on Instagram, on Facebook. I see y'all. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for joining us tonight.
Yes.
You know, if you feel like tapping in, saying hello, what made you happy today? You know, if you want to chime in and let us know what made you happy today, let's kind of set the stage a little bit.
That's it.
I'll tell you what made me happy today. My husband, I've been having a stressful time and period. And at some point, maybe I'll discuss that. But my husband took me and got a massage, y'all.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah. I'm just saying, out the blue, listen. Hey, it's 5:30. Shut it down. Go get a massage. I was like, he loves me.
That's it.
He loves me. Especially different. Excited by. Okay. All right. We'll say that for karaoke.
But real talk though, when you are connected with someone, when you are joint heirs with them, and you see that there's some discomfort in their life, your aim should always be, well, how can I make it a little bit better?
Mm-hmm.
How can I make it a little bit more brighter? And I knew that it was a stress thing. Like, not everybody can be me, because baby tell you, I get up in the morning, I'm like, hey.
It's horrible, y'all.
Every morning.
It's horrible.
Never fail.
I just want to sleep. I just want to sleep. It's nighttime. I went to sleep. I want to stay asleep until it's time to wake up. Nope. This man wake up like, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful. I'm like, bruh.
That's it. But for me, that's my energy. I wake into another day. What can I do to be greater than I was yesterday?
Yes,
so when I saw that you were a little down, I think my aim was, okay, what is something that she likes that I know that create a little moment of happiness that can go on throughout the day? Because sometimes all it takes is just one situation.
Yeah.
One situation to just throw your day out of whack. That one moment can change the trajectory of your whole day. And it shouldn't be that way. And sometimes if it took one act to get you there, it should take one act to get you back. So finding that balance place. And I think that's one of the biggest things about this thing called life, is that finding those things that 1 minute is like, if you lost $10 but you got $1 million, you don't throw all $1 million away. I mean, the rest of
I might throw $1 away.
Yeah, but you're not gonna throw all the rest away.
No,
because you just lost just a small part of what the whole.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the biggest things. So we're excited, as I always say, to be able to just connect and get on live with you all, and just share some tips, some tools that we've learned in our journey.
So thank y'all to y'all. I hear that, what made you happy was how you can make your significant other smile. Somebody was excited that they didn't get snow. Somebody else is excited that, it's Thursday. It's the last working Thursday of 2020. Me too. Feel you.
That's real.
So thank you guys for sharing that. So Babe asked me a question about power couples.
Mm-hmm.
And, we are not 100% aligned per se on the definition, because I do not believe that there is a such thing as a power couple in the way that most people see it. Most people see power couple, oh yeah, they this, they that, that's who I want to be, goals, relationship goals. I mean, and I use that in my hashtags as well. Mm-hmm. But I think that, in order for it to be a power couple, there has to be a power, a connection, a strength that exists between the two to help elevate one another. I mean, that's the true definition of a power couple, to me. Somebody that has your back no matter what, that puts your interests before theirs, somebody that wants to genuinely see you happy and love you. And it's not about all the material things. It's not about the accolades. You can be a power couple and you both work on a minimum wage job, but y'all a power couple, right? So I think sometimes when people are referring to a power couple, they're looking at the things.
There you go.
And not the actual bond of the relationship. So I think, that's we're gonna ask some more questions, but that's kind of how I look at it.
Okay. And I can resonate with that. Okay. For me, I'm always gonna take things kind of a spiritual way. I believe that a power couple is a couple that no matter, first of all, it doesn't matter what they have or don't have. I believe that a power couple is one that ignites the atmosphere whenever you're around them. If you've ever been around a couple that just by their presence, it allows you to feel more, want more, and do more. That is the essence of a power couple. It is that energy that they exude, because they ain't faking a fraud nor fronting. 3Fs, fake, fraud, front. They ain't faking, fraud, nor fronting for people, but this is genuinely who they are, that they incite something. They spark something inside you to make you say, they got something that I want. So they could be jumping back in a Volvo or a Beetle and driving off, but it's something about whenever you're around them that you just inspire to be more. And in the generation that we live in right now, you see everybody, he bought this. And granted, I do thank you for those that did not see. My wife did surprise me with early Christmas gift. Got me a beautiful ride outside. And I do thank you for that. But so often, I think you look on social media, he bought me or she bought me a Rolls Royce and all these things. But yet,
I'm getting a Rolls Royce.
Hey, look here, I got.
Y'all heard that, right? Everybody, I'm just
level it up.
I'm sorry, level it up.
But you see them, but you see something in the eyes that you don't see that spark that says, something's still missing. And I think that's the plateau or the foundation that you build from. You build from that plateau of that, man, we are best friends. We love each other. We're engaged. You know what I mean? That look, I ain't got to be looking all over the place. I can look at directly in the eyes. If you notice something, but most couples, there is rarely that they actually look each other in the eyes, because that's a sign of intimacy. And we talked about intimacy. So what is so beautiful about that is that it is what they give off from each other that allows them to elevate. Because if they have that connection here, they'll have the connection here. And that becomes the biggest difference. So whether we become multi-billionaires, as we will.
Yes.
As we will.
Speak it, love.
Right here, we already in line. We already in sync. And what is so beautiful about it is that it is the non-verbal communication that we give to each other. That is so beautiful. So when it comes to that term about power couples, I think we're living in a generation now that everybody just searching, I got to find somebody that match me. No, you want somebody that you can be congruent with, that you can flow with.
Right.
But when you say, I want somebody to match me, the truth of the matter, opposites sometimes attract. What I often tell my wife, two things is that whatever you're not, I am. And whatever I'm not, you are.
Yes, sir.
And that's one of the biggest things is that we are not two halves making a whole, but we're
two wholes becoming one.
Becoming one.
Yeah.
Because whenever I'm not around her, I'm still me. Whenever she's not around me, she's still her.
That's it.
Coming together, we become one. So there's nothing lacking. And now we're seeing so many relationships, and you can chime in as well, love. You're seeing so many relationships right now where it's like, I'm nothing without him. No.
Listen, let's be clear. Let's be, as my husband likes to hear me say, let's be clear. That's when I'm real serious. When I say clear, you got to hear the clear. I was the bomb before you, and God forbid something happen, I'm gonna be the bomb without you. Right. But you can't go nowhere, baby.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, that's true. Like literally, I had an amazing life. He had an amazing life before me, and then together we are building an amazing life together. Right. It's not like, oh my God, if something happens, and I've been in that place, right? I've been in a space and place where I felt like I could not live without that person. I might have moved about as if I didn't care, but ultimately my happiness really depended on that other person and how they made me feel. And, you know, if they were engaged with me, if they were, you know, if I was their flavor of the week, right? Right. I was talking to a friend earlier today, actually right before we went live. And I said, listen, I have no doubt in my mind that my husband was created for me, period. Right. Like I know that he was created for me, and I wish I could go back and tell myself 5 or 10 years ago, girl, let it go. You don't need him. Your husband is on the way, and it is going to be awesome, delicious, magical. Just like enjoy the space and place because he is coming, and everything else will just be like a distant blur. So I really think it's important that you are confident and you have that self-esteem to know that you are fabulous, that you are fantastic. And let's be clear, this goes for both men and women.
That's right.
Because there are some men that really they thrive off of relationships with women. They thrive off of being a provider, or they sucking life out of women too, right? Yeah. So it can be on either side. So I really think it's important to know who you are before you move into a relationship. And I remember, and I used to hate this advice, y'all. So any of my single people chime in. My ladies might be able to feel this more than anything. The single piece of advice that I hated, that I know is so true right now, is be comfortable with being all by yourself. Enjoy and build and create a life that is fabulous with nobody else. Right. And then you'll be able to connect and enjoy when you have a partner. And I used to be like, listen, I am not trying to be Paul. Like I need a husband. Like I am not trying to do this life by myself. And I spent baby. I wasn't trying to be Paul. Like Paul was good being single. I was not good with being single. Yeah. But again, as I look back, I wish I would have taken that time to just be present. And my husband does a great job of that. Listen, y'all, I'm 90 miles an hour.
Yes.
All the time.
Literally.
And he is like, babe, stop.
That's it.
Be present. And I wish I could have applied some of those things in my single life.
Right. So even during that space and time when we were alone, there was of course a lot of work that we had to do. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of behaviors, habits that we had to undo. I think we both got to a place even before we met each other that there was a desire for something better, and there was a desire of something that we needed to shift and change in each other. I think we got more clear on what we want and what we don't want. And I think when it comes to couples, whether they're in a relationship stage or moving into marriage, is that being very clear on where you're at in your relationship, and more importantly, where you're at with yourself. What are those things that make you move in those silent moments, those quiet moments, the times that I was just silent and I was figuring things out? Those are the moments that I said, okay, there's some areas in my life that I need to change. There's some areas in my life that I need to come up in, and there's some areas in my life that I need to do away with, because I knew that my destiny and my future demanded greater. More importantly, now that I am married to an amazing marriage, I understand now that my future wife demanded more from me, even before I knew her. Yeah. And I think that became the major difference, is that, okay, well, where are you at in your thinking to allow you to be ready when that time comes? Yeah. And one thing I always tell when men know that, they know.
Right. When you know,
They
you
know.
know.
They
You
know. They know. It's just they're not here yet in their pursuit of what they want or what they desire.
Mm-hmm. And I think, so we talked a little bit about, power couple. Power couples are couples that are really supporting one another regardless of the external pieces. But I also want to talk about two components of building a relationship that resembles a power couple, right? So one, if you are single, make sure that you are exhibiting the behaviors to be a good partner that you want to receive, right? Mm-hmm. So I struggle. I'm just being honest, y'all. Yeah. I have some selfish behaviors. I was the youngest of both of my parents. I was mostly somewhat raised as an only child. I feel like I've been independent, been a boss, been getting it how I live, you name it. And so I'm very selfish sometimes, right? Like I want what I want, when I want it, how I want it. That doesn't work in a relationship. Mm-hmm. That certainly doesn't work in a marriage. That's and right. So I have had to learn how to put myself on the back burner and to think of my husband at different times when it would be much easier to think of myself. Like my friends know, don't call me before 7 o'clock because I'm not answering your phone call. That's not the time of day. But again, my husband wakes up, y'all. Look at that smile. He'd be so happy and, just ready to hey. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
good morning. Mm-hmm. But again, as a single person, I wish I would have practiced more of how to, it's okay to enjoy, life and enjoy the things that you like, but how do you prepare yourself to be the power partner so that you can be a power couple?
That's right.
So that's the component in terms of single. But also I want to talk to those who are in a relationship.
Right.
You may be in a relationship. Maybe you're married. If your marriage and your relationship, if you are constantly looking outward to try to figure out how to make it better, you got to come back to the drawing board.
That's right.
You got to come back to the drawing board because it is a relationship, a partnership, a love between you and your spouse or your partner or your significant other that makes it great. And when you look outward instead of looking inward, then you allow things to cloud your judgment that doesn't allow you to be a power partner, which also produces a power couple.
That's right. That's right. What is so amazing about it, when you start going within, there are certain things I tell people, because the majority of you know that I teach meditation. And I tell people all the time that majority of the time, sometimes you won't see it, but everybody will see the thing that used to upset you, anger you. It no longer has the weight anymore. It's because internally you've now created a calm. You've created a peace to where now you're looking at things from a different perspective. Mm-hmm. So imagine you come in the house, there's something you didn't do. Your significant other is on your head. The first thing your old person would do is, oh, I'm going back at him.
Right.
But because now you're doing the internal work, now, okay, it's okay. I'll just handle it. Because now you have the endurance, the mental endurance, the mental fortitude to be able to do the things that you need to do to be able to create that calm. So for majority of individuals, when you're steady looking outside of yourself, you're steady looking at, well, who can I blame and what can I do? That's time wasted.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to step in and just go a little bit more. Why? Because the relationship demands it. And along kind of really in time, you'll be able to see exactly the fruits of really your labor.
Absolutely. So Babe has something special he wants to do tonight, right? I don't know what it is, y'all. He said he wants to play a little game. But before we talk about that component, I want to remind you guys that the holidays can be extremely difficult. They can be extremely difficult this year as we deal with COVID. Right. And a lot of us are separate from our families. I know people who haven't seen their loved ones in 6-7 months. And so that isolation is real. Depression is real. And so if no one has told you today, I love you, yes, we love you, yes, we want to be a support system to you however we can. And so we worked on a little project, a small little project where we've created some little messages, some encouraging
Yes.
tips that we're going to be posting on Instagram and Facebook throughout the holidays to remind you of how wonderful you are and get you excited about this time frame during the season. So look out for those messages. Give us some feedback. Let us know how these messages encourage you, or if you don't like them, if you don't want us to post them anymore, let us know that as well. But we do want to make sure that you guys get an opportunity to see that. We also, if any of you guys are on Clubhouse, we are both on Clubhouse, and we are going to be talking about some different topics on Clubhouse, some topics that we won't talk about on Instagram and Facebook just yet. They will be coming. But if you are on Clubhouse, you can follow us, Jill Littlejohn, and then I think it's Deidre Bostic on Clubhouse. So stay tuned for some of that. So, all right, babe.
So I'm absolutely excited. So one of the things that I wanted to do, because I think that there's a lack of authenticity when it comes to relationships and things that we just don't share and things like that. So what I wanted to do is just grab 3 questions, because I believe that somebody's watching this can benefit from it.
Okay.
The questions that I ask you, and she doesn't know the questions I'm asking at all, so it's gonna make it even more better to see exactly what a response. But it's all gonna be catered to relationships, marriage, and just us getting to this place that we're at right now, where we have what we like to call a delicious marriage.
A delicious marriage.
There's nothing I cannot share with her. But what is so amazing about our marriage, and before that, our relationship, is that she broke down all the walls that I could have had of resentment toward relationships or even the thought of marriages. She said, okay, if that's what you does, okay, that's something that we can talk about. So the line of communication was so open that I felt that there was nothing that I had to hide. Right. There was nothing that I had to conceal, because she created a space to where I felt comfortable being able to just share. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about relationships. Are you in a place that you're able to be 100% transparent with your mate, with your partner? Are you able to be 100% real and authentic? And are you able to communicate in a way that you've never communicated before? Mm-hmm. Because for many individuals, that's what it takes to have longevity in relationships and to have a fruitful marriage, to have that power couple energy. Right. That's our thing now.
Power couple energy.
I got a power couple energy.
That's it. That PEE.
Wait tease it like that.
PCE. PCE. Power couple energy.
Yeah, PCE. Power couple energy. PCE. Yeah. So we got a power couple energy to where whenever we're around each other, we inspire the atmosphere, we inspire energy in the room and things like that. So I find that to be absolutely awesome. So let's go with
wait before you get started. Okay. As he is asking me the questions, if you have questions, put them in the comments, use the question feature, and we'll answer those questions when we get done with this part.
Okay. All right. So what is so awesome is I think this first question is going to help a lot of women that are thinking and design that have been in some situations. So my first question to you.
Oh man.
Jill Littlejohn Bostic.
That's it.
Knowing you had failed relationships in the past.
Okay.
What made you want to get back out and try it again?
Ooh. So having failed relationships in the past, what made me want to try it again? I am a hopeless romantic.
Okay.
Right. So this love and relationship that we share is one that I have dreamed about for a very long time. So one of my favorite movies is Sweet Home Alabama. I know. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, right? Sweet Home Alabama, as well as The Notebook. Yes. The Notebook. I got it wrong. The Notebook. So The Notebook is one of my favorite movies. And I can remember watching that movie and thinking about, man, I want a love that stands the test of time. Mm-hmm. That in my final days, what will matter most is being with my partner, with my husband, with my soulmate. And even to the point where we spend our final moments laying beside each other. And so I think in my heart of hearts, that was the type of love that I desired. I grew up with a number of challenges that, I don't have to get into here today. And I didn't really have an example of that type of love. My parents definitely loved each other in a way that is awesome and amazing, but it wasn't that that notebook type of love, you know?
Understood.
And so I felt like, you know, I'm also a check the boxer. So I check the box, graduate from high school, check the box, go to college, check the box, get your master's degree, check the box, get a great career, check the box, you know, get accolades. And so that the love piece what was missing. And so I just always had this desire that even after, you know, Jimbo, that's what we're gonna call him, right? Jimbo, you know, did me wrong, or, you know, and I'm not gonna say that they did me wrong, because let's be clear, ladies, when we are in toxic relationships or relationships that do not serve us, there are always signs and examples that tell us that this is not the relationship for us, but we continue to stay in those relationships because we want to fix them. We want to make them who we want them to be. And so I definitely, in those failed relationships, I was trying to make people who I wanted them to be, instead of just realizing that the person who is designed and created for me is there. I don't have to try to make it fit.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. So was it important to visualize what you desire? Like, did you ever see this? Like, was this something that you wrote down, or is it something like, it's here now?
Yeah, so I don't know, again, ladies, if you guys have done this or not done this, but I made the list, right? I made the list of all the characteristics that I wanted, all the things that he had to do, had to have, XYZ.
Right.
I have no idea where that list is. Let's just be clear, right? And by the time you enter into my life, what was important to me is having a true partner, someone that was authentic, someone that was genuine, someone that I could laugh with, love, and build with. And so a number of those characteristics weren't on my original list. They were all, you know, outward appearance, you know, how much money they make, what kind of car they drive, all that kind of stuff. Now, you did look kind of delicious over there. You know, you was looking kind of good. You know, you had the Benz, you had, you know, you had all those things, but those weren't the things that attracted me to you. Right. What attracted me to you was your heart and your desire to just grow and build. That was really important.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So let's go.
Oh, we got a question. So it says, was that desire always conscious? No, I don't think that desire, it definitely wasn't conscious. I mean, you know, you can only have your heart broken out and torn apart so many times until, you know, you get to that point where, you know, you have to love you more.
That's right.
Than the idea of being in a relationship. And so, you know, I talk about that. I hated that people are like, you got to enjoy being single, yada, yada, yada. And when it came to when Deidre and I met, I was actually pretty cool with being single. I was at that point where I was like, I'm okay with being single. And then, you know, he popped in. So
then here he comes.
Here he comes. Okay, messing up my singleness.
So let's go ahead and jump in the time machine. We're gonna go back some years, just a few years, to when you about 25, 30.
Ooh.
I think so often we ask that particular question, what would you tell your younger self? And what is so amazing about that is that we're able to also learn from our younger self. So if you had to go back to 25, 30-year-old Jill, and all rights, a boss, doing your thing, city council, I mean, all these things. But what would you tell her?
Let's see. So let's do 30-year-old Jill. So I got elected to city council at 29. I literally, after I got elected, you know, looking back, I think I fell into a slight depression. You know, to go for a goal, to achieve something, to get it, and then be thrown in the midst of it, is kind of like, whoo. And all of a sudden, you know, my entire life was on display. I was in a relationship at the time. And again, you know, when it's not right. And we stayed in that relationship far too long. We left, ended the relationship as friends. And so if I had to tell 30-year-old Jill anything, I would say, one, you are enough. You are more than enough. The life that you desire and want to have is coming. don't force it.
Mhm.
Don't try to make something fit that doesn't fit. Enjoy where you are right now, and focus on the present instead of trying to create the future.
Powerful. Absolutely powerful. That's, I think, for many people, that's the biggest thing, is don't force it.
Yeah.
It is being understanding that you are enough,
Mm-hmm.
Understanding that to trust the process.
Trust the process. That's a good one.
Yeah, because many of us, we want to backdoor it, and then we end up going right back to the front door because the back door was locked.
Mm-hmm.
So it is the process of trusting the process that allows us to evolve to be who we are. And I'll put myself, because we're very open. For me, trusting the process was me getting separating, me getting divorced, and me going through this spiral of really trying to find out who I was outside of what everybody else thought of me. Because I had gotten to a place where if they said, "Oh, you're supposed to be that," oh, I was going to become that. Because I felt that was the path to success, and that was the path to greatness, until somebody came along and says, "But who are you really when no one's around?" And it's so amazing. That was a message that I preached when I was very, very young. I think I was like 14, 15.
You used to preach?
Yes.
Oh.
14, 15 years old.
Just kidding, I knew that.
14, 15 years old. I spoke that message of who are you really when no one's around? That's who you are really. So with this next question, puts me in a place as well, but I want to hear a authentic and a real question, because I believe this is going to help a lot of individuals that may be on this live as well.
Okay.
So, knowing that I had a past of infidelity, what were your thoughts going into this relationship, and what may have changed your thinking?
Ooh, yeah, that's big.
Because you knew of it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were there after I got divorced, and I was dating and things like that.
You was dating? That's what they call it? Okay, just kidding. Keep going.
Hey, we being authentic. Hey, if y'all ain't do nothing, y'all came on this live for us to be 100% and to be honest, right?
Yes.
Okay. So knowing that I had that background, knowing that, because you didn't know that I had done the work.
Right.
You know what I mean? You didn't know where. All you knew is, okay, are you still that person? So because it may be women or men out there that's getting ready to get in the same situation.
Right.
That they know they may have a feeling for somebody, but
yeah. So I think it's important that I was at a point, like I said, where I was fine with being single, right? And so when I met you, and again, he knows this story, to me, he was like a fun boy, right? like, okay, let's go have fun. Let's go hang out. Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna take you serious, but let's go have fun. But I think what happened is, we really built a solid friendship. People talk about, I would hear people say, I married my best friend. And I'm like, man, my best friend is my homegirl. Like, what you mean? And I really didn't understand what that meant. And so I think for us, what helped me get past your past history of infidelity is because we built a friendship first. Again, we've shared this story. By the time we decided to kind of date or talk, he was talking to somebody else. I was talking to somebody else. It was more of us just being friends and just kind of giving each other advice, honestly, about the relationships that we were in. And then, once we decided, all right, well, maybe this is a little more than that. I said, listen, let's date, but let's not be exclusive, right? Because I know your history.
Yeah.
So I didn't send you receipts. So let's not be exclusive. Let's continue to date other people. And I never forget, we were dating, we were hanging out, we were seeing each other probably every other weekend, if not every weekend. And I'll never forget, he came to me and he said, I want to be exclusive. And I said, wait, what? He said, no, I want to be monogamous. Like, I only want to date you. I'm like, whoa. You know what you're saying? Like, let's take it easy here, buddy. Let's get to the nitty gritty here. Whoa, buddy. But we had a conversation about what that means, what that looks like. And I think often infidelity occurs because you're not secure, number one, with who you are. And number two, you are looking to get something from someone else that only you can provide. And so I think by the time we decided to be monogamous, our friendship was so solid.
Yeah.
So like, I'm like, look, if you gonna cheat, you better tell me before you cheat. Like, I don't want to hear from nobody. If you having some thoughts and some desires, let's talk about it.
Right.
And I never forget, even before we became exclusive, something popped up and you saw somebody and you was feeling a certain kind of way. And you told me about it. And my reaction was, oh, okay, let's talk about this. Or if that's what you want to do, we ain't exclusive. Go do that. And I think for you, you were kind of like, wait, what? Like, she really meant that?
Yeah. So even to harp on that, because nobody had, like I said earlier, I had these walls up of the things that I did. So when somebody comes along and say, okay, if that's what you want to do, tell me. It automatically brought me to an understanding that I never wanted to do it. It's just I didn't have the courage enough to say no. So it was an internal work that I had to do with myself to be able to have the courage to say, okay, well, that's not even what I desired all along. So you gave me that strength to say, okay, well, nah, I'm good. It didn't amount to anything that I already had. And I think that became the biggest thing for me, was that now we had built that friendship and we truly became best friends. Like, literally, I could tell her anything. And it's to the point now that those that know me and kind of my close circle recently, of course, the Brothers of Omega Psi Phi had our Founders Day. And one of them actually, they were like, well, what you doing after this? Because I went down to Columbia to be with my chapter, just be with the bros. And they said, what you doing after this? And I kid you not, out of nowhere, 3 bros said, you know where he going? He going home. Bingo. Because I know that ain't nothing out there for me. And when
what else did they say while you going home?
Huh?
You remember what they said while you were going home?
Matching clothes.
Yeah.
So it's a man, y'all be wearing matching clothes, man. I know you going home. I'm gonna wreck that, bro. Too.
You ain't gonna wreck nobody.
But so what is so awesome about is that because we built that platform of friendship, it allowed me to now weigh what I had versus anything I desired. So my approach to life changed.
Right.
Like the way that I love and desire to be loved, it changed totally, because now I wasn't in a place I was no longer searching. I was content. And I never thought, I got to a place in my life that I didn't think that I could reach that place of contentment, because I was like, no, it's something greater. But when you find the thing that you've been looking for the whole time, you get to a place where you're like, I'm good. Like I'm good. I'm not good because of it, but I'm good with me. I'm content with me. I am healed in myself. And when we come together, we're that much more dynamic together. So I think that was one of the biggest things. So it's women out here now that may be facing that. Does that work for everybody?
Listen, let's be clear. Our story may not be your story. Your story is unique to you and your, relationship and where you're moving along in life. I see one of the questions is, how long have we been married? Next week, it'll be 5 months.
5 months.
Right? So we're still newlyweds. And people always ask us, oh, y'all still in the honeymoon phase. I said, baby, I was 40 when I got married. So this ain't no phase. Look, I waited way too long to find this type of delicious love. And so it is not going anywhere. And I have met couples who have been married 20, 25, 30 years, and they're like, oh, nah, we still on the honeymoon phase. I appreciate that. But I think that in terms of, your story is unique to you. I think it's, we titled this Power Couple because we knew people would chime in and they would see that. And there are definitely couples that we look at that we, we're like, oh, they look like they have a great marriage. That's fantastic. Again, we use couple goals, relationship goals in our hashtags. But at the end of the day, it is important to realize that your story is unique to you and your partner, whatever that partnership may look like. And when you begin to start, wanting and hoping and wishing that certain things were like what's going on over here, over there, it's really important to know that that might not be your story.
That's right.
And I think it's funny, and I'm gonna tell I'm gonna put him on the spot a little bit because I think he only had 3 questions. I'll put him on the spot a little bit. When we did the surprise, and got him a car for Christmas, a lot of husbands and were chiming in like, "Hey, I need my wife to come see what's going on," or wives are like, "Hey, don't post that. I don't want my husband getting any ideas." And I think it was all in jokes, right? It was all in jest. But again, this is our story. Right. That it may not work for you and your relationship. So I want you to talk a little bit about the story behind the car, because we hadn't talked with our family. This family, right? We hadn't talked with our family. We posted the video and got a number of comments, but I'd love to hear from you.
The whole story.
You don't have to get the whole story. Okay. Just like your reaction, how you felt, what that was like, any of that kind of stuff.
Okay. So first thing I want to say is that the car that my wife got me was one that I wanted, period. Hands down, it was on my vision board and everything. And what was so amazing about it is that it was funny because the color was black that I had on my vision board. And literally that morning, I had got to a place, and my wife would tell you that I was content. I said, "Babe, we got vehicles, we good. We ain't lacking. We ain't got to walk nowhere. We're good. Our rides we got look nice." So I got to a place of gratitude. Like I was grateful for literally what I had. And I was like, look, I ain't trying to impress somebody. And that one thing we talk about, because y'all got to see me. Once I got married, man, I would go out there and whatever. I would go outside. They'd be like, you could just tell he married. Because I ain't trying to impress nobody.
Y'all, he ain't a whole man. I'm not going to put him on Front Street. But the stuff he wears sometimes, I'm like, are you still like the fine, cute dog that used to get my attention? Because, baby, them slippers and them shoes, which shirt even fit? Matter of fact, is that my shirt? Like, he don't care. But anyway, keep going.
So I'm out there, and I had gotten to a place, just like I said, of gratitude. I was grateful for what I had. So I was good. So I'm doing work and everything like that. So I saw the Carvana come down the thing, and I don't know if y'all heard it, but my comment was, man, the nerve of the Carvana to be coming down the street like that. And then I'm looking at it, and then all of a sudden my wife comes around with the phone, and I'm like, wait. And I put 2 and 2 together real quick, and I was like, and I don't know if you heard me, I was like, well, why would you do that? You know what I mean? But I was so grateful, you know what I mean, that to be loved in a way like that, because I don't really care about material things like that, but to see her act to make me smile and to be happy, even though I'm always happy, it meant the world to me. To the more I was moved by just the gesture, because it could have been anything. She'll tell you I'm grateful for everything. Like, oh man, thank you for that. So what it did for me, it just moved me into a higher level of gratitude, that whenever you are grateful for what you have, that God will give you greater. It is whenever you're in a place of saying, man, I wish I had this. Oh, I wish I could be like them. Or I wish I could have that like that you're no longer in gratitude. Mm-hmm. And whenever you move into gratitude, God says, okay, you like that? I'm going to give you more of it. Mm-hmm. But so often you have people that they're like, oh, I just want bigger and better. No, we're grateful for what we have. And then our comfort zone gets a little different. And then now it's time to elevate to another place. So for me, just to see her watch me smile meant everything to me. And that's what this thing is about. That to inspire each other to want more, be more, and do more. And I'm forever grateful. I'm forever grateful. So I do thank you, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we are winding down on our time. I know it's been fantastic. We'll give a few more moments to see if anybody has any other questions before we wind down. But we sincerely enjoy our time with you guys. We enjoy just sharing our love story. And hearing about your love story and hoping to inspire additional love stories.
That's right.
Because I tell people all the time that the love that we have, I think everybody should have some. Your own version,
That's
right?
That's it.
Your own version. But everybody should feel this type of just contentment, peace, love, joy, going. So it looks like, there's a question that says relationships are challenging. Gratitude and support, love will continue to take you higher. Yeah. Agree. Is it always sunshines and rainbows? Mm-hmm. No, we had our first fight. We'll have to tell y'all about that next time. Yeah. We had our first little fight, and I was like, I don't want to fight
over salmon.
Well, it wasn't really over salmon.
Salmon.
We're going to say that part. We ain't going to talk about the little fight. It was a little baby fight. But again, it's not always sunshines and rainbows, but it is always good. Somebody wanted to know what kind of car you got. What kind of car did you get?
So I got a pearl white CLS 550 AMG.
Yeah.
Mercedes. So.
Okay. Oh, somebody said, how does the Benz drive? How does the Benz drive?
Oh, that's my sister. That's Laurie. Yeah. What's up?
How does the Benz drive? You got to answer the question.
Oh, look. I get respect on the highway. You hear me? Gotta go.
Listen, he tries to push it all the way to the max. I'm like, no, stop.
I'd be like, get out of the car.
I know he don't like me to ride. Okay, we do have another question. It says, how do you balance work and love? And it's not sure if I touched on it in the beginning. So thank you so much, Motivation with D, for asking that question. Honestly, that is the reason why we created Leadership in Love now. Is because we believe that you can have a successful career as well as a thriving relationship. And we think so often that society tells you that you can't do both, or that you have to pick. You have to decide to build your career or build your family, or you have to decide that, one person has to stay home or the other person, like, you can't necessarily do all those things. And it's important to both of us because we are both, career-driven individuals, that we continue to operate in that space and place.
And I think one of the biggest things is sometimes finding those boundaries as well. If my wife would have it her way, she would work until 3:00 in the morning. So it is understanding what a time is a good time. Now, if she said, babe, I got something, I'm cool with that. But she'll just say that just to do more and more work. So finding that balance as well, to that I'm able to say, babe, you got 30 more minutes and then I need you. So I don't like so now that's her showing that she's not selfish.
Right.
That's her saying, okay, I'm willing to shut this down because I have to find that balance.
Right.
Or there's sometimes I did a lot of work, and I come and say, well, what you need me to do? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? If I need to do some envelopes or something like that. So it becomes a partnership, but every relationship has to have a balance.
Right.
Because if it does not have a balance, it'll come undone. Anything out of balance has no firm footing, has no foundation. So with us, how do we balance it? We know each other. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
And I think that becomes the biggest thing for us.
Yeah. And I think too, we don't subscribe to traditional roles
in
terms of how people think, well, the husband got to do this or the wife got to do this or, XYZ. I mean, we really strive to be each other's helpmate, help each other become better. So, when I met my husband, and those who know me know cooking is not my thing. It's not what I enjoy to do. I don't like it. I don't enjoy doing it, but I love to eat. Yeah. And thankfully, my husband is the primary cook.
This guy,
him, right? Now, not often. That's not being honest. So every once in a while, I'll go in and cook a meal because I'm like, all right, he's been working on his business, he's been doing this, and he's been cooking. Let me give him a little bit of break. And so it's just really important to make sure that you find that balance and helping, being a helpmate. Again, we always like to stress this, isn't necessarily always being financial.
Right.
Finances do make a relationship.
Oh yeah.
It gives it a good foundation. Oh, yeah. And so even before we got married, when we went through our pre-marriage counseling, we looked at finances.
That's right.
We looked at what we were trying to build. We set a budget. We created a joint account. I mean, we looked at where we were so we could make sure that some of the main things that interfere in a marriage are sex and money.
That's right.
Right. Those are some of the main things that interfere. And so, we made sure that we had a plan to figure out. Now, will we follow that plan to a T? Probably not. There's going to be some hiccups,
Right.
but it was really important for us to see that. So, make sure that you are supporting your spouse, understanding what their needs are and making sure that you're providing that support.
And what I want to do, because I see a question came in, and the empath side of me just kicked in, because I think the brother said that his wife works so hard and he just wants to help her in some kind of way. He's the one break it down. I think that's what the brother said. And what is so amazing about our marriage is that I understand there are certain things that I understand physically and naturally, and then there are certain things that I understand spiritually. So when she might not share or might not say anything, I go into prayer or I go into meditation. How can I, what I like to call, shake the heavenlies on her behalf from that aspect? And sometimes things are revealed. Sometimes she was like, "You imagine," because it's just that's nature of me that just knows when something's off. So for you, brother, see, and you're an empath too. Utilize, it's a gift. I'm telling you, it's a gift. Or sometimes I'll just come and I put my hand on her shoulder or I touch her, because through that touch, I feel her. You know what I mean? So I'm able to move from that place. And also my language had to change. Sometimes when we say, well, I can't, I'm no service to you, or I can't do that, all of a sudden we put boundaries into what we're able to do. I always feel that I'm always going to be connected with her. I'm always going to know when things are on or when things are off.
Yeah.
So I think that's the biggest thing. So I wanted to share, look, you are exactly what she needs, whether you know it or not. I'm telling you.
Yes. So we love y'all. We don't use that word lightly.
That's right.
We love spending time with you. We love sharing our love with you, because we really feel that we are put here to share this love. That's to right. help inspire others. And so we'll be back again soon. Yes. We will be on at D9 Love app on Instagram. So sorry, Facebook and YouTube. We won't be on Facebook or YouTube, but we will be on that D9 Love app next Tuesday at 7 p.m. We got a great couple that has an amazing story that you don't want to miss. No. And again, follow us at Leadership in Love now, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
YouTube.
No Twitter, y'all. I'm sorry. TikTok. We do got a TikTok. Hey, chopping it up in the car from bed.
Okay, we gotta work on it.
Yeah. So.
There we go.
Cricket. Finger down west. Hey, west. Hey. Okay. So anyway, we love y'all. And we hope to see you guys soon. Again, be sure to follow us. And until next time, love light.
That's right.
And
loved often.
Love often. All right. See you soon.